This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hey, my cat-loving friends. We want to introduce you today to Adam Baker. He is the founder of sodapup.com. Yeah, pup, but there's some stuff in there you really need for your cat that we recommend at almost every behavior session. So stay tuned and we'll fill you in on the details.
Take a bite out of your competition. Advertise your business with an ad in Pet Life Radio podcasts and radio shows. There is no other pet-related media that is as large and reaches more pet parents and pet lovers than Pet Life Radio. With over 7 million monthly listeners, Pet Life Radio podcasts are available on all major podcast platforms, and our live radio stream goes out to over 250 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, Odyssey, TuneIn, Stitcher, and other streaming apps. For more information on how you can advertise on the #1 pet podcast and radio network, visit PetLifeRadio.com/advertise today.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Hello, welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting. I am your co-host, Linda Hall, here with my lovely ride or die BFF co-host extraordinaire, Rita Reimers. How you doing?
You forgot to say I'm your work wife, too.
And my work wife, yes. My husband said it about 15 minutes ago, if that counts.
I know. So I am so excited to talk to our guest today because we recommend his products all the time.
All the time.
During our behavior sessions.
We each have some and we love them. So yeah, so should we bring him in? All right.
Go ahead.
Welcome, Adam Baker. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
It's our pleasure.
I'll tell you, we normally steer away from anything that looks dog-centric, but we have been telling everybody, lick mat is a lick mat is a lick mat, as long as it's good construction, safe quality, and we have been pushing your lick mats because they help with scarf and barf. They help with enrichment. If you've got that crazy cat that has a lot of energy, it helps when we have a cat that is scarfing their food and then stealing the other cat's food. Yes. It helps slow them down. I mean, we're prescribing these things left and right. So tell us about your company and when you started it and give us the deets.
Yeah. So I'm a corporate refugee. I, left my corporate life when I was 50 years old, felt like I was too young to retire, still had young kids at home. And so I wanted to make myself useful, and I had worked for some amazing entrepreneurs and kind of wondered whether I had the right stuff. So I started this business in my basement, originally making rubber dog toys. And we started in 2013, and we've been growing steadily ever since. And within the last year and a half, 2 years, we extended our business into enrichment products. And wow.
Yes.
It's been stunning to watch how this business has grown with enrichment products.
Sure. And, people are looking more and more for things that are made in the USA. I think that is the main reason that people love your site, besides the fact that the lick mats are very well constructed.
Yes. And you got into going into the USA thing. So I was reading, you've got all these factories working together. You've kind of created your own little USA made system from start to finish. So yeah, a lot of times we see it's assembled in the USA, but where did the stuff come from, right? So you are made in the USA.
So, my first career, I was actually an officer in the Coast Guard. And then I after 5 years in the service, I went back and got an MBA, and then I worked in the sporting goods industry. So I spent 20 years making apparel and footwear for Nike, Under Armour, Crocs, and it was all made overseas. So when I started this business, I thought, there's got to be a way to make these types of products. And, we make molded products. And there are barriers to making molded products in the US because the molds are quite expensive. But once you've got the mold, it's a somewhat automated process. And so it's the type of thing that I figured we ought to be able to make in the US if we can overcome, the initial mold costs. And so we've been very, very committed to being 100% American made from the very beginning. And it's why we don't make certain types of products because, plush toys that require a lot of manual labor, that would be very difficult to make in the US. So we've been focused on 100% USA manufacturing from the beginning. And we produce, in Pennsylvania, Illinois, Minnesota, Colorado.
I love it.
It just continues to grow. And it just goes to show if you're committed to something, you can find a way.
Sure. I'm also a corporate refugee. I retired from the corporate life at age 45 to stick with my passion. And it really doesn't, some days it's harder work than others, but the fact that you're working so hard, doing something you're passionate about makes a big difference in your life.
Yes, exactly.
I've got no regrets. I made sacrifices in terms of my compensation, but I'm having the time of my life, and we're building a great little business. And, we get to create jobs in our local community. And, there's so many other types of rewards that I get from doing this. So, plus I love making stuff. It's just really fun.
That's the fun. I get it. We get that, right? Because we enjoy what we do, and that makes all the difference in the world.
It really does. It really does, especially when you're working long days. When you're first starting your company, you feel like you're working all the time, but it's for a greater purpose, and it gives you a lot of self-satisfaction.
Yes. And we have a lot of clients that are dog and cat. We tease a lot because we're a cat-focused company, but
Linda's got a dog.
In fact, I have a dog. But she's not one to worry about your super chewer. She's a little chihuahua who's only lived with cats and has an identity crisis. She doesn't even know she's a dog. So we won't
probably the smallest animal in the house.
She is. She's smaller than most of the cats. Yeah, I think there's only 2 that are smaller than she is. So we don't really count. Rita's always like, and do you have a dog? And it's like, yeah, I don't know. But I have a friend who has a super chewer, and I've heard the angst, so I know where to send her. Your toys that are so durable. And then there's the safety, right? So I'm looking at like the lick mat. So the lick mats serve an amazing, and you're talking about the molds costing. I don't know how many you have because you have some really cool designs.
You really do.
Granted, this is for the people. I know. I got a hot pink flower one that I'm obsessed with, but we've also told clients, if you've got a cat, most cats are very, very smart. Not all of them. Some of them struggle a little more. So I told them, try to go with something bigger like the honeycomb design.
I had to use that for my sweetie because she's not too bright.
Yeah, she's a couple fries short of half, God bless her heart. But they're very, very thick. They're very, very durable.
Dirty.
You can fold it in half and squeeze it. I understand it's made to all the FDA guidelines, and you're very careful in using the right things in there.
Talk about your favorite aspect of that. You haven't talked about that.
She loves the dumbest thing on ever, but I love the stupid little hole in the corner. I have these little hooks on the side of my cabinets that are right over the sink, so I can hang it to drain it. It's the dumbest little part of it, but I'm obsessed with this little
favorite
hole.
part.
Well, it's not dumb. Everything is by design. So first of all, let me tell you why they are the way that they are. So we tested, before I got into this category, I tested a lot of the products in the market. And honestly, most of them were disappointing. And they're disappointing for a couple of reasons. One is my dog that I was testing it with, who is food obsessed. It was my black lab buddy. He could lick most of those mats clean in about 5 minutes. So I thought, well, if I'm on a Zoom call for 45 minutes to an hour, I got to keep this dog busy for longer. So the first thing we wanted to do was make mats that were more difficult so that it would actually provide more enrichment, would last longer, and so on. The second thing we didn't like about the mats in the market is that they were really floppy. And so when you put them in the dishwasher, they would get deformed. They didn't hold up well. If you are freezing the product, which is a trick that we use with dogs, you can actually smear food into the surface, put it in the freezer, and it extends the licking time. And it's great on a hot day because, dogs and cats, they cool themselves through their tongues. So we kind of started with this list of what we didn't like. And then it was like, okay, how can we make these better? So first, make them in the USA. We more than doubled the weight so that the amount of material is double what most of our competitors are producing. So it's a much more rigid, much more durable product. It holds up better in the wash. And then you hit the nail on the head about the designs. We actually don't design things for dogs and cats. We design things for people, and they work great for dogs and cats.
Yes, we get that.
I understand that. Yep.
So, we were very focused on creating fun patterns that would, create an emotional connection with consumers so that they would buy it, right? So we have a very wide array of patterns, and they have different levels of difficulty because not all dogs, not all cats have the same food drive, and so, or the same intelligence. So you kind of have to match the product and the pattern to the pet that's going to be using it. So we've actually created, simple designs, moderate level of difficulty, very difficult, so you can match that with your pet.
That's awesome.
The hole in the corner comes back to the fact that I hate packaging. Packaging is such a waste. And, it costs a lot of money. It costs, the labor to put it on, and it gets thrown away.
Yes, exactly. Our world is full of trash.
Right.
That's
so I thought,
true.
well, if I put a hole in the corner of the mat, then I can reduce the amount of packaging required for this product. So rather than having a box and putting it in a box, now we just put a simple belly band, a paper belly band around it, and then it hangs by the corner in the store. By the hole.
Nice.
And so really, and this is true with all of our packaging, we've got all these innovative packaging solutions to try to reduce waste and also to make the shipping more affordable and cost conscious. So because we don't have all this extraneous packaging, you can actually fit more in a box. So that reduces your corrugate. It reduces, we ship pallet loads of product to different customers. So it reduces the amount of pallets. It reduces your carbon footprint because it's fewer trucks carrying fewer pallets. So, this one little innovation can have these huge downstream effects. So anyway, that's how
there's so many crevices. It's, you can't just sit there and try to dry. I guess you could. I don't have the patience or the time for that. So I was like, oh, I've got these hooks right here. I'll just hang it and it just dries. I don't have to leave the dish drainer out on the sink. Nothing. I was obsessed. And we have, believe me, Rita and I have touched just about every product out there. And I was very shocked. This feels like 2 or 3 lick mats, not one.
Very sturdy.
Solid, heavy. And when we talked about it on social media, I was obsessed with bending it in half. You can't break this or crease it. So
I love the no box shipping. Do you know how many Chewy boxes I have in my garage right now?
And you can buy our products on Chewy.
Oh, that's awesome. They are available on Chewy. Good to know. Good to know. Yes. Well, and now I see you've got the bowls that are similar to this.
Yeah. So, we started in the lick mat category, and then I thought to myself, there's got to be, it's a nascent category, right? People are just kind of learning about lick mats and about enrichment in general. And it's actually much bigger in other countries. We do a massive business in Australia, for instance, where there's a lot of enrichment activity, and the same in Western Europe. So I think the US is actually lagging behind. But in terms of product development, there's just lick mats and there's not a lot else. And so I thought, well, and there are slow feeder bowls, but most of the research shows that slow feeder bowls are ineffective at slowing down a dog. That's where the research has been done. And so I thought, okay, we need to make a slow feeder bowl that is more difficult than any other slow feeder bowl out there.
Yes, please.
And that's how we got to the honeycomb design, where there are these small segments where most dogs can't actually fit their nose in the segment. So they have to get down there with their tongue and really work at it. So on one end of the spectrum, we have our lick mats. On the other end of the spectrum, you have this slow feeder bowl called the honeycomb. We have 2 more designs coming, so stay tuned.
Yay.
I'll have to check them out.
And then we started to fill in the middle. So one of the complaints we got specific to dogs was that they were chewing, a lick mat is made from a soft material. It's thin, so it can be chewed up if you're not paying attention. And so we thought, okay, well, maybe we can make an enrichment device that would be much more durable, that a dog couldn't destroy. And so we made a product that we call an e-coin. It's a 5-inch diameter licking device.
My mom's dogs need that.
I'm thinking a lot of people that need this. Yeah, no kidding.
I see Christmas
that's
presents.
Wonderful.
So this is called, I don't know if you can see that. It's called Earth. So we have earth, we have air, and we have water.
Very cool.
And I need to work on a fire, so I cover all the elements.
Yes, you do.
See, this is the same thing. It's a lick mat, but it's much smaller. So this is actually ideal for cats.
Yeah, it is.
Because of the size.
Yeah, that would be good for cats because they wouldn't have the whisker fatigue.
You took it out of my head. Cats are getting whisker fatigue from eating out of bowls that are too deep. They're hitting their whiskers on the sides of the bowls. So you give them a lick mat.
I'm going to have to check that out for all of my cats.
Yeah, you give them a lick mat. It's enrichment. It's slowing them down, and it's not getting whisker stress.
I may have to buy 16 of those. One for each cat.
There you go. And then we created another product called an e-tray, which would also be great for cats. And this is a segmented slow feeder.
That's
perfect.
Beautiful. I love that.
So that would actually probably be better than our
perfect
bowl because it's shallow.
Be good for kibble.
Yes, it's shallow. It's got the lotus design with all the petals. So I will tell you, we just had a client a few days ago. Oh, that one's like a maze. I love these. Look at the frog. They even have holiday ones up now. They've got Halloween mats.
Wait.
So we call this an E-tray. This is a shallow segmented tray, which would be perfect for cats because it's shallower than a traditional slow feeder bowl, which might be a little too deep for a cat.
And the other one?
We've got several designs and we're working on more.
That's cool.
See how difficult these are.
Those are up right now. Are those on the site right now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I like.
These are so cool.
This is a lick mat and it's got suction cups on the back.
How
so you can
smart.
Stick it against the fridge or against the glass.
Well, and I'll tell you, elevated eating is a big thing. You could suction cup that to a short table, a step stool, something so that they're elevated and cleaning it off.
Okay, this is going to be my new obsession, collecting these.
I'm telling you, I know, especially when I saw holiday designs. You know how I am with the holidays.
I know.
My husband is really going to roll his eyes and give me a Linda. I will tell you, Adam, we had a client a few days ago. We were just dying laughing. She's got 2 cats.
Oh, yeah.
One is super food obsessed, like scarfs it down and looking for more. The other one is a grazer, eat a little, walk away, eat a little, walk away. So, of course, food obsessed cat eats the grazer's food.
Yeah, I've got that.
So she bought one of those slow feeder gravity things. The cat learned to stick his paw up and pull it down. So then she bought some of those, and these things are not cheap, like $200 range. The chip feeder where the chip is on, so only the chip, and they bought it only for the slow cat. So the slow cat can go over and open it, and the scarf my food down cat can't do it. Well, the scarf my food down cat has started meowing pitifully at the other cat until the other cat walks over and puts the chip up there and holds her head up.
And then the cat has to stand there while the other cat eats, otherwise it'll close, right?
That's amazing.
They're too smart.
Laughing. So we prescribed a lick mat for the wet food, but I think we need to reach out to them and tell them about that.
I do
because those are perfect for slowing that cat down. We get a lot of that. This cat scarfs, the other cat's a grazer. But then this cat eats all of the other cat's food and is now 80 pounds, right? So,
right.
Well, the other thing, too, is I'm trying to cut down on how much dry food I give my cats. So having something like that makes them more, they'll eat less of it.
Yeah. We worked for Richard Simmons. We know you got to give it time to settle into your stomach. So by slowly eating, they're going to feel fuller. They're also going to burn off. Cats have an insatiable prey drive. And hunting for their food and working to get it just feeds into everything that's natural for them.
We got to take a little break here.
It's actually great for them in terms of mental stimulation. There's also other benefits because licking produces saliva. Saliva helps digestion.
True, yeah.
So, and you're just slowing them down, which helps digestive health as well. So,
sure. I have to take a little break and we'll be right back.
Rita, are you spending too much time cleaning out your cat litter boxes and filling them? Are they running out too soon? Do you always feel like you need to add more? Because our new sponsor, Kitty Poo Club, they found the perfect solution to these problems.
Yeah, Kitty Poo Club is the most convenient monthly litter box ever. See, what they do is every month, Kitty Poo Club delivers an affordable, recyclable litter box. And it's already pre-filled with the litter you choose. They even have extra large litter boxes, because I have some chunky cats, right? We know other people do too. And when the month is up, just recycle the used litter box and Kitty Poo Club will automatically send you a new one. You can customize your subscription too, and maybe add some toys, treats, accessories, or whatever else might make your cat happy. Oh yeah, and you know what else? You don't have to scrub out those plastic litter boxes either. I hate doing that.
You got me at no more scrubbing litter boxes, honey. The super cool thing, right now Kitty Poo Club is offering 25% off on the first litter box order as long as they use the code 19cats. And they get free shipping if they set up a subscription.
Wow.
They just have to go to kittypooclub.com to get 25% off the first auto ship order of litter boxes with free shipping. And be sure to use 19cats for your discount at checkout. That's kittypooclub.com.
Meow.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
we're back with 19 Cats and Counting and Adam Baker from Soda Pup. What were we just discussing before we had to go to break?
You're saying helps with saliva production, digestion.
Yeah, and then licking also has a soothing effect on both cats and dogs. So if your cat is high strung, just the act of licking will release endorphins and help calm them down.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. And we've gotten a few cats that may or may not have pica. We are not veterinarians, but it sure sounds like pica, and they're chewing on things. And we thought, we could slow them down eating and give them more time with that. Maybe they would be less likely to go try to chew on other things that are in the house.
Yeah.
Just the crazy cats. I've got a cat here. His name is Deadpool. He was my son-in-law's cat, and he lives up to his name. I owe my son-in-law big time for this cat. He's just such a brat. But it's just, he's that kid that if he gets bored, he gets into trouble all the time, like stuck up my chimney. So we're just constantly, he's not really a scarfer, but we need to keep him enriched. We need to keep him intellectually stimulated all the time. So we also get a lot of people that say their cats wake them up at 5 a.m. acting like they've never eaten in their lives. Mm-hmm. And we've suggested putting out some sort of puzzle toy food treat, something so that they can work at it, come and go. And when they wake up, because dusk and dawn for cats, right? Crepuscular. So when they wake up in dawn, they'll have something they can sit and work on, and will take them quite a bit of time before they go wake the humans.
No, it's great. This enrichment world is, I'm an expert at making enrichment products. I'm not an expert on the enrichment itself, but it's been a real eye opener for us, and we get a ton of requests for cat products.
I bet.
So there's clearly a big and growing market there.
There is.
Put some kitties on your website.
Yes, we need more kitties represented. Represent our
do.
kitties, baby. We're going to give you a rough time about that. But no, they're amazing. And getting that prey builds a cat's confidence. We tell our clients all the time, especially if they've got warring cats, no cat wants to fight. They're fighting because they're scared. It's fight or flight, right? But they both come from the same place. And the more they can catch their prey, the more confidence they build, and the less likely they're going to be to jump on fight or flight. And that's where all of these enrichment things come in. So, there's a multitude of reasons these things are amazing. And, they've done so much good. Probably 90% of our clients we talk to, for one reason or another, either the cat is too hyper or the cat is eating too fast or whatever, we're like, do you know about lick mats?
Lick mats and puzzle feeders are the two things we recommend the most.
Yes. And we tell our clients all the time, the dog ones are the same as the cat ones. We see a lot more variety in the dog ones. So don't be afraid to go look in the dog section. I promise your cat won't hate you. My cats have not held it against me.
One of the things we've done is offer multiple sizes. So the Flower Power mat that you've been showing, that's the smaller size, the 5x7. So we make the 5x7, we make an 8x8, which is a larger size. The other nice thing is when you create a more complex pattern, you're upping the challenge, but you're not necessarily upping the calories. So oftentimes people associate, if you have a bigger dog, you need a bigger mat. And I'm like, no, not really. You just need a more difficult mat, because otherwise your dog is going to turn into, become overweight. So, you talked about the cat that has high food drive versus the one who doesn't. The nice thing is that you can actually satisfy their need to be eating without actually delivering too much food.
Yes, exactly. Well, it takes him, 3 times, 4 times longer to get it out of his lick mat. The other cat's got time to eat his food. So
have you thought about reaching out to rescues to see if they would be interested in using some of these products on their dogs and cats?
Oh, yeah. We donate a lot of product.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
We donate enrichment products. We make a lot of rubber treat dispensers as well. We donate a lot of those.
Oh, we'd be interested in those too.
Yeah. I was looking at some of that. And we do have a lot. We had a client yesterday, Courtney and Brenda. They have 3 cats and a greyhound. So we see this a lot.
We do see that a lot.
The dogs usually are the peacemakers. Like they'll say, we got a tiff coming, and the 2 cats come, and this dog stands in between them like, I'm Switzerland, can't get through. So, we do a lot of multi-species households that are dealing with both. And a lot of the cat people have big dogs too. So they need
so weird. Are you working on anything new?
Our house, we've got 2 dogs and 2 cats now. And we used to feed the cats dry food, which they loved. but there were some health issues related to that around hydration and so on. So we've switched them to cat food. And now we have one cat that insists on eating our dog's food. So we have to protect the dog bowl from the cat because she prefers the kibble.
That's funny.
Hysterical. I've never had that problem. My dog tries to eat my cat's food, but my cats have never tried to eat my dog's food. So I don't know. That does make it a little tougher.
Is there anything new you're looking to make? Are you guys working on any super secret new products?
Well, he's not going to tell us if they're super secret.
Well, just our listeners. That's all.
Right? We won't tell anyone, Adam. We'll keep it.
Well, so one of the things we do differently is this is getting a little wonky from a business perspective, but because of my background in footwear and apparel, where there's a kind of a fashion cadence of constantly introducing new products, that's how you get people to come back in and buy more, is to show them new things. Well, the pet industry is, particularly in this category and in the toy category, is pretty slow moving. And so what we've tried to do using social media is we drop new products pretty much every month. And so we're constantly putting new things out there. And we're almost exclusively focused on enrichment right now because we've got so many ideas that we want to bring to life. So the answer is yes. I can't tell you exactly what we're working on.
We promised we'd keep it between
more e-mats, more e-coins, more e-trays, more e-bowls, just fun new designs.
We need them.
You have to come back on and when you have some of those new products available so we can tell everyone about them. Yeah. So we can try them out too.
Yes, no kidding. Well, I know we're going to be writing to that client about those bowls because
for sure.
I'm telling you just can't. Anxiety, confidence building, enrichment, crazy anxiety, crazy high energy cats who are scarfing and barfing. Even if you only have one cat,
what I use
stealing anybody. Yes, they eat so fast it can't go down.
My Smoochie does that again. She's got a little brain damage. So every now and then she'll decide to wolf it down so fast that it comes right back out. So that's helped her a lot using the lick mat. Of course, the other cats come over and they kind of like, what are you, they're interested in what she's doing. So it might be fun to feed them all that way.
Yes. Yeah. And keep them all busy for a while.
Yeah.
And we tell people when they're doing interactions with their cats, we give them this slow build up. And then when you're ready to bring them into the room, we tell them lay down all the distractions in the world, right? Put this on the TV,
would be one.
Lay out all the toys. Yes. Load up your lick mat, lay it on the floor. We want every distraction so that the cats can be in the same room but not bother each other and get used to that peaceful coexistence. And we always talk about high value rewards, something that the cat really likes, to make a positive note and connection with that animal. So, I get my favorite wet food while that animal's in the room. Yeah, maybe they're not so bad. We have a lot of uses for your lick mats. And now we're going to add those bowls because those are amazing, especially with the whisker stress. That's a big thing.
Yeah, that's a whole new category. We just kind of made that up.
I love it.
We were sitting around thinking, what else could we do that's never been done that might solve a problem for people? And, it's made of a harder material, so it can't be chewed up, but it's not too deep. Regardless of whether it's a cat or a dog, every animal is different. And so there's really not a one size fits all. And so we're trying to create enough diversity in the product types and then layer in just really fun designs that are both functional as well as really fun.
And fun. Yes. We like the aesthetic help, right? Like we want a little something extra.
The reality is that these are things that you put on your floor in your kitchen or wherever you're feeding them. So, it's something you have to look at. So why shouldn't it be attractive?
Right. That's exactly. True. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm all over those holiday designs. And I will tell any follower out there, if you're not aware of whisker stress, let me ask you a question. When you feed your cat, do you ever find a hole in the center of the bowl where the food is gone and the food's all around the outside of the bowl and you're like, Fluffy, for Pete's sakes, why don't you eat that? And you got to put them together. That's because of whisker stress. They don't like their whiskers touching the sides of the bowl, so they're eating out of the center. Which is why you need to go to sodapup.com and solve your problem.
I have to walk around with the wet, I have 16 cats. They each get their own little bowl. But after I feed them, I've got to walk around and do that. Make sure that the stuff on the edge goes to the middle. With the lick mat, I wouldn't have to do that.
Exactly. Yes. Right. And it was so easy to do. And and they cleaned it up really well. And it's very easy to clean. I was surprised. I just squirted a little soap and used the pressure washer thing on to spray it. And it was perfectly clean. So it was very, very easy. And they're dishwasher safe. So yeah, we're big fans and we're promoting them all over the place because they're really great for solving problems. So
we have to start
happy at you.
We have to start wrapping up a little bit, but Adam, is there anything else you'd like to tell our listeners?
It's just, this is really fun for me because, I think enrichment is so new. There's so many people, whether you're a dog owner or a cat owner. So I just think that there's a tremendous amount of discovery happening right now throughout the pet loving world.
Bella came to join us. She says, thank you.
And I think we're going to learn a lot more in the coming years. So that will inform new product designs.
Yes.
Well, there's always room for enrichment. Always room with cats and dogs both.
And, it's hard. Some toys, my cat may go insane over this toy. And I'm like, oh, every cat loves this toy. And we always find that one cat that doesn't like that toy. But they all like their food. I mean, even the ones that aren't really food motivated, they're going to eat their food. So this is one form of enrichment. We get a lot of people that it's really hard to get my cat to play, or they'll only play for 2 minutes and then they wander away with their little ADD selves. They're not going to walk away from their food real quick. So
that's true.
This is guaranteed. Yes. And made in the USA, veteran-owned business. I mean, we love everything about you.
We do.
Well, thanks.
We
Thanks for having me on. It's been great talking with you and learning from you as well.
I even love the name, Soda Pup. That's cute.
Yes, it is. Soda Pup. Soda Pup. Yes, that was smart. That was very smart.
Well, you're welcome back anytime, Adam. Anytime. And we have to wrap up here. The half hour goes so fast.
It always does.
I know. Thank you so much for coming by. And Linda, as always, thank you for being my ride or die.
Always, baby.
And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't thank Mark Winter for giving us this spot on Pet Life Radio, the #1 pet radio station in the world. What is it we always say? Every day is Catterday. We'll see you next time.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.